Hello everyone, I'm Greycloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 182 of Factorio with the Seaplug mod, where we finally have a bit of titanium ore. I guess this could be a little smoother since some of these machines are not outputting. Do we have throughput problems? Yeah, we're not outputting fast enough from these. Okay, that's an easy fix. So maybe this belt will start being emptied out a little bit. Okay. But we have titanium ore. We do need to make a processing and smelting facility for that. And I would like to make the facility that we end up with our actual, well, our long-term facility for this. We have been talking about doing a lot of stuff up here, which does not include this anymore. I'm a little bit, well, I'm not sure what I want to do regarding sorting directly for titanium and making everything for this, or just making a bunch of the different types of crystals, and then we are able to sort for everything, basically. That requires crystals, at least. We could have those 6 different crystals on their own belts out here. We can just expand this small bus area. And I think I would like that more than the alternative of having to produce small amounts for each of the different types of ore. Do we have this? Yes. Because we only need 3.4 of each of these, which is half of our current setups of just the normal ore production. And that just seems a little bit... Well, I don't want to halve these. Half the length, or just cutting them in half on the horizontal axis, I guess. I don't want to do that. I like them how they are. So I would rather just scale up the production for all the crystals to 15 or 30 per second. Probably just 15 to start with. So let's see how we would go about doing that. No, let's not. We have our titanium ore. We need to actually smelt that so we can get better sorting facilities. Yeah, let's do that. What we really need is, I believe, this stuff, cobalt steel, and not really titanium, so we just need the titanium to make sorting facilities for this. That's so difficult to imagine without having a lot of the machines already done, but let's try. So if we just say that we have 6 belts here with crystals now, then we can start sorting and do whatever on this side. I guess we're still just scaling our sorting facilities for 15 of whatever resource per second, whatever ore. So if we want... Oh, we only need 5 cobalt ore for this, but then we need steel, okay. I think we shall still design a sorting facility that can do 15 ore per second. Just to have some sort of standard. So let's do that. I want, well, titanium for 1. And I want 15. We just need... Wait, this is higher tier. Oh, we need the higher tier for this, of course. But this is just the 4, and that is what we have down here. So maybe we do not really need to do something new for that. And maybe we should do two different kinds of builds, because we have these that crush the or the raw or whatever we call this sapphire and stuff directly, which produces the pressed stone that we need to take care of, and then anything that processes chunks or above will not do that. But I guess we can just do this case by case. We just need at least to reserve this amount of space and just a little bit more for this. So that space is reserved for sorting, and then we will have a little bit of space for belts. Let's just say 4 tiles. And then we have our smelting of stuff. So this is really not necessary. This is scaled for 15 per second, good. Let's just put all of this into its own block and leave it for later, because we are just going to concern ourselves with this. We need titanium tetrachloride for this. And we need that in all cases, right? We can't just smelt this with or directly or something like that. No, we can process it or we can make it directly into titanium tetra. Oh, wait, we're making this, my bad. We need chlorine gas here. So no problems with that. Okay, let's just get to designing this then. Chlorine we can manage, I'm sure. We have done something similar down here. And we will, I think, have a lot of space to produce all sorts of stuff up here. Hopefully. Good. Let's pin this, because I will forget all the time what we're doing. And they are apparently all marked as done. So how do we unmark them? Can't we do that? I guess like that. Sure. Okay, so we need 4 of these into 5 of those into 4 of those. Okay, we're probably not gonna do all of that in, well, with directly insertion, but we shall see, I guess. Let's just try laying this out with that in mind still, where these will just input into these, and these will input into those, and those will input into those, and to those, and to those. That's 6 steps. We're probably scaling this up to 6. But let's go grab some more machines first. Why do we have these old machines here? I need a junk warehouse, I guess. Let's just put that there. Because I would like these just to actually contain useful stuff that we are actively using. And these are just too old to use. Okay, so we have our processing thingies. Good. We need chemical furnace. I'm not sure we actually have those here. No, we do not. So I need to grab some of those. But maybe let's just use a stand-in for those to begin with. Where are the blast furnaces? Oh, there's some here. Do we not have any more? No, no more blast furnaces. Okay. And let's keep our research going. So we recently unlocked military science, and I guess that's the direction we should work on at the moment. Sniper turrets 2. They require cobalt. What's the range? 35 as opposed to 30. Well, let's get them anyway. Okay, what is our stand-in for chemical furnaces? Let's just use these. They're the same size, right? I believe these are all the 5x5 tiles, so yes. So if we would need 5, let's scale that up to 6. Same with these. And I guess just into 6 more of these. We need liquid input, liquid output, and then only liquid input. So that should be possible except for this part. We need pipes in there. The output of this is the only input to this, so they can actually feed directly. Unless there's some skewed input and output points of the chemical furnaces. But I don't seem to remember that there should be. Now those input into the blast furnaces. We just need 2 of those. And maybe we just keep it like that. Because we can't have all of those 3 input into the same machine. And then into 4 of these. Into 10 of these. And that's pretty neat, in my opinion. But it is going to be pretty wide, let's be honest. Maybe too wide. There's absolutely no reason that this shouldn't just squeeze itself in there. I don't think, at least. We can easily transfer to there. Still get stuff in from these. So that makes it a little bit better. What would the alternative be here? We could put the output of these on belts, I guess. Try and move this down here. And that would make it a lot. Whoops. Oh, we can't mirror that. That's okay. It would make it a lot better of a size, in my opinion, width-wise. Or height, I guess, on this occasion. But we do have more wasted space. We would have belts here, I guess. We need fuel into this. Yep. So we need to bring that past everything. We need to get the gas in here. That's a bit annoying. Well, let's go grab some chemical furnaces and more blast furnaces, because it will just make sure that we can put everything where I want it to be. And let's keep research going. Plasma turrets, sure. Let's try it. Also, no, we need this. We need it for the sorting machines. We could also work on tungsten already, but we still need to sort for that all, so yeah. Titanium it is. We left some space right here for sniper turrets, I believe. Did we not leave space for plasma turrets then? Probably not. Copper, and everything else is taken care of. What is the range of our normal turrets? 19, so it's not really that great. We can't be outside of behemoth worm range anyway. But let's try making them anyway. Okay. I wanted chemical furnaces and blast furnaces. It's a fine start. Let's bring some brick, I would say, but we are not storing brick here. Let's move that a little bit for this. I guess we could just load up on this. Start a new research. Get this out of the way. So we need these replaced with these, and they are the same size. That's good. These will... Wait, do we not have the recipe for this? We do not. Okay, we can still design for these, I guess, and then just do something a little bit simpler to start with. So we need to make this in any case. No, those go up there, I think. We need to make the tetra stuff first. This. Yes, good. And we still need this in. Let's just leave this here for later. Though I guess that can be right up against these. We have the space for inserters between them. These need carbon. Will they need carbon when we do the upgraded or process door as well? Yes, so we do need to consider carbon in all of this. Okay. This needs to be produced somewhere. Not there. Let's just move this out further for now. So carbon in there. We do need a bit of space for that. So maybe we just move these one tile down. This doesn't need any fuel or carbon or anything. And that will just output onto a belt maybe. Or directly into these. I'm still not decided on that, I guess. But let's design our chlorine production. And I guess we'll just add that to the bottom of this. Where is chlorine? So this makes sodium hydroxide. I don't think we want that. Isn't there some better way to do that? What are we doing? Oh, we're just storing the sodium hydroxide. We need to liquefy this and then clarify it, I guess. Should have done that down here as well, I think, but we're not doing that now. We're not making enough water here. Who would have thought? Oh well, that doesn't really matter. Keep research going. And back to the chlorine from saline water. Put it into its own block. In 2 electrolyzers we can do that. And that is for all of this. I just want to have a look at how much one machine can produce. 40 every 2 seconds. With a crafting speed of 1.5. So yes, that is 60 per second from 2. Okay. We would just halve this, of course, for both sides. Symmetry and all that. Saline water. From water purification, I guess. Unless we would rather do salination plants. So we would need one of those on each side, or alternatively 2 of those on each side. And I think these are the same size as the salination plants, so let's just do this. Good. Then we need to burn that and liquefy this. And we need purified water for that. So that actually makes me want to do it in hydration plant. Hydraulic plants, what are they called again? This. Hydro plants, just. Because then we also get the purified water. But we get a lot more purified water than saline water, and we need to clarify that as well. But I think that's just better. Otherwise, we need one salination plant, one hydro plant on each side. That would give us less purified water to clarify, I guess. But then we would have to limit the output of the salination plant, so we don't back up on saline water and stop producing purified water. If we matrix solve this, no. I don't want this out, I want that out instead. Into this. Do I have to go by input or something? Or unlink this maybe? No? Oh well, that is the plan anyway. We would need how much purified water for this? Probably not a lot. 10 per second basically. As we have 1 sodium hydroxide per second. But only half of that's only 5 purified water per second. But maybe just keep all the math together instead of halving it. So we would need one of these on each side, one liquefier I mean. Then one clarifier for that, then one, or at least one clarifier for this, probably more. I think it's better if we actually do both salination plant and hydro plant. And then just top up valve this stuff. Sure. Let's keep our research going. Tungsten, sure. This seems like it's going to be big. Let's try and design it though. Pin. Question is, do we need this for other setups? Do we need a fluid bus here? And maybe we should just find out about that. We need it for gold. Potentially at least gold 1. But otherwise no. And maybe we're going to do gold 1 because this is so much more work. Though the alternative is sodium, which we can also make from our sodium hydroxide. And ammonia, dang it. So much stuff. Let's not worry about it. We are making chlorine only for this setup. We need to end up with our chlorine here from the saline water. That produces sodium hydroxide that we will liquefy in a liquefier along with purified water. And we will clarify that. Let's try it like this to start with. That can output directly. Then we need a hydro plant. Or do we want the saline plant first? No, we want the saline plant first, because this will have to output some into a clarifier as well. Some purified water, I think. No? Will it? No, it will just stop production when we have too much purified water, and then we will get the extra saline water from the salination plant. And I don't have saline plants or salination plant. What is it called actually? Is it saline or salination? It's salination, okay. Let's see how long it is before I forget that again. Do we want any of these? I guess we might as well get it out of the way, sure. Would it be faster for us to make a path through here? Maybe. But let's not for now. So we're just getting salination plants this time. Sure. Should be fine. There we go. Good. Should we stock up on maybe just brick? Let's do it. And keep this going. How are we doing on power? Just well. The robots are not doing anything, so it shouldn't be too bad. Are we still going to have fun with our tank? Or would we rather just use turrets? Let's grab some shells just in case. You will do saline water. You will do both. We need the end one, the salination plant, to just top up. So this will stop production as long as this pipe is more than 80% full. I think, yeah. This will keep producing both until it's full of purified water. And I think both of these should be fine with just 4 of these. Maybe we can reduce that to 2 though. We really do not need a lot of purified water, 10 per second. And this can produce 150 per second. So 2 of those is more than enough. This can produce 400 every 5 seconds, so 80 per second. And we do need more than that. No, we only need half of this on this side, so yeah, this is more than fine. Even if we half it, maybe. This needs 150 water per second. But we are halving that to 75, that's fine by 2. This would need 1,000 water every 5 seconds. So 200 per second. And if we halve that to 100 per second, then we're only outputting 40 saline water per second, and that it was fine for just the one side, I think. No. But we are making 120, I think this is going to be fine. This is currently a little bit poking out. Can we get rid of that? Probably not. Unless we switch these two and put this up one tile more. Which would be fine since we're having these anyway. The output of this is a little bit more difficult then, but since we are moving this up, we'll move that up as well. So we move this down. Which means we have the space for a top-up valve still. In here. And we should be using one less tile now in the height. Of course, if this goes here, it doesn't really matter. We could even use more space instead of this. Do something like this instead. Somehow. This needs to go in there. Also, this needs to be burned. I think we're just gonna do this. If we do this, yeah, we can't do that. How much space are we using? A little bit more than I would like. We can turn this if we wanted to this or this. We still need water in. Like these to line up. Something like that. Which means we have the space here for this. This still works. Still insert. Still burning, we get this out for use. And this is not too bad. Question is if we should do this to get it into the right pipe, the chlorine that is. It's at least a possibility. It is not going to work that great on the other side though, if we try to mirror this. Can we mirror it in a somewhat good way? Probably not. If we had this in here. We could maybe smoothen this out in the upwards direction. But maybe not. I don't think we can fit this up here anyway. We can't. And this is probably fine. It's gonna be interesting to do it on the other side though, but we shall see. We don't need that there. We do need this somewhere. And we can't mirror that, of course. Are we going to do this? It is a lot less wasted space, but then if we're not gonna use the space out here anyway, then that is just wasted space, I guess. Let's keep our research going while thinking about all this. Could we spread this out in a way that it just takes this full area, maybe? And becomes a little less tall? Nah, I don't think so. So these are not used to begin with. We needed carbon in here. We need to make carbon out here somewhere. This be better to have here instead. Still need fuel in for this. We could put it here and underground the pipe somehow. We needed carbon for this, so that might as well be our fuel for this, right? If we just move this out again. Move this in here somewhere. Like that. And then get our pipe in this way. That's not too bad. We just need fuel here. We need this to come out there as well. Mix them, sure, just have carbon on the far side of this belt. And then we have the output here and up here somewhere. This is still within the footprint when we actually get these going. We need both carbon and titanium in on this belt, but I think we're just gonna put the titanium here for now. And just reserve the space for the processors. So if we make our carbon, I think that's everything we need. Is that done in a liquefier? I don't remember. It is from steam and charcoal. How much do we need actually? For this 3.8 plus fuel value. Let's just call that 4 per second. This can do 3 every 2 seconds. with a high crafting speed, so more than enough when we are only doing half here. Water in. Is that enough water actually? I don't remember. It's 1:1. So 40 per second is easily done by this, yes. Put that on there. Get a charcoal in here somehow. Can't get rid of that. Okay. Now, power for all of this, of course, is probably annoying. We need close and far input for that, close and far here. And close and far. When we get the processing machines in, we're gonna place them right up against this carbon belt. And then we do need this with underground to actually get everything in. Okay. I just wanted to know if we could reduce the size, as always. So let's keep that as a short one. This is long. How much input do we need? 24 titanium every 8 seconds. So that's 3 per second. Let's just optimize that a little bit. Good. And we are going to output 24 every 6 seconds here. So this should work, I think. We need to power everything, of course. Over here we will need underground. So if we put these on the far side, they should still go in there correctly. Yep. Input the charcoal, output it. We don't really want this to be here, but it needs to be there anyway. We do need one power pole to power this. It could be here, I guess. Maybe that's a little bit better. Could underground these. Let's actually do that. Though we want to move the inserters a bit then. If we need an underground belt to come up here. Still on the far side of that. And we don't really need that. Now these can move 2 tiles further together, that's good. Let's just get a few starting resources in here to have a look. Some charcoal. And some titanium ore. Because I have no idea how much I forgot about this, to be honest. We still need to power this out here. So are we okay with the positioning of this? Sure. Fold the stuff. This is incorrect because it needed to go here. And that is working. Do we have any problems with throughput is the question that we need to answer. And let's keep research going as always. Bit right there. Carbon in. These work. This isn't currently transferring, but that's okay. These need to be set to titanium. And we want a pipe out here. Which means we want this to move in further so we can have transfer thingies out here. And this other way as well. And mirror that over here. And these make plate. Thing like that. And we shall merge that with another belt. Good. We of course need to actually see this run into a chest or something, so everything will keep working. If we want to find output full, because this output is full, because this belt can't handle all of this probably actually. What's this? Remove. We're keeping this. No, it's only 15 per second. Of course, we are inputting a lot more here than we would otherwise be. Why is this not... Oh, we need better input here. The 15 per second for this is of course split onto two belts. And two red belts at that, so we should only have 7.5 per second on this belt, so half of what it can carry. As long as we are inputting fast enough here and transferring fast enough. And all of that. Good. 300, 300. Let's grab some more titanium. We probably want to move this setup, but I want it to be done and symmetrical first. And anyway, we have titanium plate now for our sorters. I think this is good enough to use as a sort of standard. Maybe. I don't think we can really make a standard for everything, but we'll see. Can this be mirrored? No, okay. We need... I guess we just want the full thing. And then just sanitize it a bit. This part will have to be redone anyway, so let's not worry about that. These cannot be mirrored. I think these can, but let's remove them anyway. Those cannot. So we want to end up with this. Good. These can just be rotated. So can these. And I guess these can as well. Why are these here? Oh, they are from earlier. How come these are not powered? Oh, because they're actually connected through this. Okay. Well, let's start building that part. I guess. If we just copied this, how bad would that be? We would need it one tile longer for the pipe, I guess. Let's just switch those around to have this up here, hopefully. It's the top one that outputs our gas. We need the saline water in there. We need to burn this. That would go down here, I guess. Can we fit this in anyway? Anyhow, no. But if we move this up further, let's try that. We can have this around here. Can we have our burning of the hydrogen? Yes. This needs to go in there. And rotate that here, right? We can, but then we don't have space for the flare stack. I think this is good enough. We can't really make this look good and symmetrical anyway. This needs to come down to here. Guess this could be a bit nicer if we had that up there instead. And then rotated this. It's just a little bit more clean. This still needs to insert into that, of course. Still need this down here. But that seems okay. And then these need to be merged onto one belt. And they're both on the far side, so we can't just do that nicely. We will need one of these, that's fine. I think that's everything. Don't really need that. Let's just check that our new site works as well. Just need to grab some more titanium and keep our research going. Is this still running smoothly? This belt looks a lot more empty than I would like. But that's probably just 7.5 per second. Maybe. These should work at full capacity. Output full? What? What output? These? Okay, so we do have a problem with... I think we put in 200 into each of these halves of the setup. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Just would like this belt to be full at all times, if possible. And it is now, good enough. And these are all working. Good, now it's a little bit better. These are a little bit better. It doesn't really matter, I guess. We will replace that sometime soon. But will all of this work up top? We still have power problems. And we don't have any problem with sodium hydroxide, right? No. Output full, that's fine. Then this will just make extra saline water. I think it's fine. We can always add a little bit more water to this. Oh yeah, that seems to work just fine. Good. This belt would have what on it? That will have this spongy thing on it later. This will have the ore to begin with. And this just stays here to mark where we want to reserve space to for the processing machines. Okay. Well, we have our plate now. Should we go and make the sorting facilities we need? Or should we maybe first design our crystal production setups, because those will need to run before we can do any sorting in the new facilities anyway. Uranium processing, nice. 30 range, that's not very useful. Nuclear power, well, we would need uranium still. Let's just keep it going on autopilot, I guess. So we did this for crystals. I think we wanted to take this and just turn the end part into this instead. That should give us 15 per second, I think. Because this gives us 7.5 or plus 7.5, that's 15. That should turn into 15 chunks, and that should then turn into 15. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. So on each side, it would turn into 7.5. We would just put 7.5 of this stuff into chunks on this side and turn that into 7.5 crystals on that side, and then merge it with the other side. That's 15. That is the plan. We did this in a bit of a hurry though. I think we should just be able to copy paste this part, but we will need to figure out our liquid inputs and handling of liquid outputs. And I would get rid of the stone and such. How many machines do we have here? 10 chunking machines. Is that not what we have here as well? Yes. Seems like this is a fine setup for all of this. It is meant to handle all of the wastewater outputs, which can apparently be more than one clarifier can handle. But let's actually go in here and have a look. No, we need new production things for this. Let's start cleaning up here a bit. This we will need at some point. This we do not need anymore. That is for our first bit of titanium that we have done. So let's clean that. These all needed, I guess. We have designed this, but let's keep it. Now, all of the crystals. Is Sephirite one of the ones we need here? For, I guess for cobalt. No, we need jewelite and stuff. But let's stick to Sephirite anyway. And actually do the crystals in the order that they are in here somewhere. This. Okay. Do this. We want 15 of these per second in a new setup. Still don't want ceramic filters, right? Because that would mean we make less sulfuric wastewater, which means we can't be self-sustaining. No, let's keep it up with this. I wonder if this setup, or the first part of the setup, can actually produce enough sulfuric acid for this. Probably not, but we already need quite a lot, though. this be better? It's the same amount of sulfuric acid and 71.3 slag. 37. This is a lot better. Okay. And do we actually want to keep going here? Not really. I want to see how much sulfuric acid we can make out of this. In here. Matrix. But here it will scale stuff up to match just one of the things, I think. We're outputting sulfuric wastewater here because these have been scaled up to twice the amount, I think. No, wait, no they haven't. That's the correct amount. These are all correct. This is correct. Fine. We're still inputting this, and that's stupid when we have this as output. We are outputting the exact amount that we need in. So it would be completely self-sustaining, but that would also mean that we need to input the exact amount of sulfur that we need to keep everything running. It won't build up by itself. Do we need sulfuric acid for all of these setups? Can we just move this to the top, please, to see that? And move these to the bottom, maybe. So we don't have input here. Wait, what? Where do these calculate into all of this? We need 4.7 in just for this. And then we make 12.6 out of it. This comes from this, and okay, this can't be used here, but we only have 300. Where does this come in? Why do we not see that as input? I hate when this doesn't make any sense to me. Should we do this by ingredient inputs? Maybe. 37.5. These two together does output this, which is what we need here. No, we're still inputting stuff. Wait, what? No, yes, we are. What? That doesn't make any sense. We're not inputting anything. Maybe we just need to split this up into more blocks for it to be able to... Well, then we can dictate the amounts that come in and go out. If we just keep it to the simple stuff and go back to product. We know that we need this in. We know that we get this out from all setups, not this out from all setups. Let's have a look at the others. Not that one. I want to make crystals. This one. And I want 15. So no, this does not also use sulfuric acid. So we do not need to make it self-sustaining for all of the sulfuric acid needs of saphirite. And we know it's self-sustaining for just this need. So we're just exporting sulfuric wastewater and importing this. Yes. This is gonna be annoying, I'm sure. That's sulfuric acid, that's other thing, and another other thing, and more sulfuric acid. Okay. So they need an external input of liquid. That's fine. These are all pretty easy to do. This is what we really need to design. Because our blueprint here takes care of the rest, which is good. Okay, let's work just on this part. Pin. And what we really wanted to see was that it is 20 of those, 20 of those. So we can take most of this and adapt. I also wanted to see the outputs of wastewater. 375. That is more than 2 of these can handle, so we do need 4 in total, I guess. Now I'm just starting to doubt myself. I do like this idea of having 2 inputs into the same chunking setup a little bit. But, well, let's think about that a little bit more, I guess. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.